Got them running plays like they running in a race. I just wanna ball. I just wanna ball. I just wanna ball. I just wanna ball. I just wanna ball, making plays. Hit a crisscross, make a fall, win the game. Break his ankles, what you doing in my lane? Hit him with an alley-oop, now they screaming out my name. Let's do it. Take it to the hoop, push through it. Get to it. Showstopper, you the champ, let's do it. Moving state to state, I'ma show you how to play. I just want a ball, so just get up out my way. I just want it all, so right now you gotta wait. I just gotta call, cause it's money to be made. Ring so big, you can't even see my face. Ballin' on the court, make them chase. Buzzer beater, shot clock, first place. Got them running plays like they running in a race. I just wanna ball. I just wanna ball. I just wanna ball. I just wanna ball.
Hello.
Hello.
How are you? It's been so long.
I know. We're about to kick off the season. We're back. I am excited.
We back.
Hold on. Let me look. I know we live, but hold up. We live.
Live and living color, baby.
Look, had to clear off the screen. So, are you ready for the W season?
I am. You look comfortable and cool though, friend.
Look, I feel like I'm back. I feel like I'm back in the motherland. I'm in Mississippi, but it feels close enough to me. So yes, I am comfortable.
That's a beautiful thing. Yeah, the season's about to start. I am extremely excited. Not necessarily for the team that's sitting here in Chicago, but
no.
The season is going to be very exciting, especially with some of the roster moves that went down during the off season. It's been a very busy 2-3 days.
It has, and it's still going. I think currently, even though stuff is supposed to wrap up, I think by 5 p.m. Eastern today, we still don't even have our final rosters for some of the teams that we're going to talk about today. But I think stuff has been coming down to the wire, especially with some people being waived late. I think they're scrambling. I think folks are scrambling right now.
Yeah, I just bounced this off of you legitimately maybe 10 minutes ago, and it was, I think the WNBA only needs two rounds in the drafts. After this, the next couple of expansion teams, because those expansion teams do need the extra rounds. After that, we need to go down to 2, because these girls in the third and the fourth round aren't sticking. The second round.
Do you think that's going to change anything? Okay, so here's my pushback with that. At least someone can say they were drafted and they get that experience, because whether or not they draft people or not, my only pushback, they're still going to invite all of these would have been rookies or would have been drafted to the training camp and let them fight it out. I think the only difference is that when a team drafts you, you do feel like, okay, they want me, versus like if they invite you to a training camp or a tryout, it's more like you already know what it is. That's my only pushback, though. It's still going to be cutthroat. They're still going to invite all of these would have been rookies to training camp, and they may be cut regardless. That's the only difference.
I think that there has to come a time where we value talent over time, though, friend. Because right now it feels like if you got 2-3 years in the league, even if your talent level isn't as good as some of these girls coming out who are rookies, you're getting a better chance than some of these rookies are getting, because they only get what, a week and a half, 2 weeks, really? So how is that? I guess that's the evaluation time. But unless there's, and there is no way to bridge it, because the season ends when the season ends.
Right.
Then you have to prepare for draft. Then you have what you have. So unless they're going to actually, because these developmental slots, it's not like the G League. Like, they're not playing games against each other and then actively getting better and getting developed. They're basically playing practice ball. And they're waiting in the wings for them to be able to get a position, because inevitably somebody is going to get injured. But I just feel like, I don't know what the solution is, because it still feels like they're not getting any chance to prove that they belong in the W.
Yeah. I just don't, having the draft 3 rounds or not is just unfortunately not going to change that. With more expansion teams and with more money comes, I just think, more opportunities for players all over the world. And basketball continues to be global. And I know we talk a lot about, a lot of people talk a lot about international players coming over here, but American players have been going internationally, vice versa as well, taking up spots over there as well. And maybe people just aren't familiar with that. But there's been a lot of American players, because of their talent, that have been going over to other teams to play and get an opportunity. And so now it just seems like it's coming in the reverse. Now that there's opportunities over here, there's more money over here. You see a lot more players coming over here. So even with the more roster spots, if there's talent globally, that doesn't automatically mean a lot more spots for American college players. And because of NIL and the changes in the rules for professional athletes, there's a lot of international players playing in college who are coming out. Think of Kate Koval. She's technically an international player. She's just going to be in the collegiate system, so people will forget. But she's still she's still an international player.
I also kind of have a problem with the international players. Now, to me, international players are like free agents. So I'm used to international players as far as baseball is concerned, and they get to pick where they go. So you have a slot, you bid in your slot, people can pass on the bid, and then you negotiate there. It doesn't seem like, especially if you look at what happened with the Chicago Sky, they're not even talking to these players to see if they want to come over here.
It doesn't appear like it, yeah.
It's a wasted pick. So you can say, okay, she's going to develop at Kentucky for sure. When she comes out, then they will have first dibs at her. So it's like they're getting a pick without having a draft pick. But if I'm that player, especially when I see how international players have fared in Chicago, I'm not necessarily excited about the opportunity to play there. And then I have to play on a rookie deal. So I guess I don't know what the benefit of that is for international players. They might as well play, because at least she gonna get NIL in Kentucky. She got to choose where she gonna go. She gonna get NIL money. So at least then she has somewhat of a choice before she gets wrapped in there. But I guess you don't have a choice on where you're drafted anyway.
Yeah, and I think that just needs to be the conversation and where I wanted to move forward. I think with international players and the U.S. players being kind of on that same footing but having different treatment, that is the problem. Because on both ends, when you think of the international players, they're automatically drafted but when they turn 20, either if they're 20 by the draft or turn 20 the year of the draft, they're automatically selected to be entered into the draft. And if no team takes them, then they're automatically free agents. So you're going to see a lot of W teams want to take dibs at these international players, especially if they feel like they can get them in later rounds and they go and develop. because if they don't, they become, like you were saying, unrestricted free agents where they can negotiate as much money as they want to negotiate. And so a lot of these teams, they want to get them on rookie scale. I think the problem is that that's not the same for the American players. And if they're all entering into the same draft, doing the same thing, I think it needs to be fair or somewhat equal. The international players, maybe they can be automatically entered at 22 and go from there. But I think the fact that it's not equal footing, and for the international players, it's not fair to them. I don't think it's fair that they can't declare for the draft. They're automatically selected in the draft, and then they're picked by a team that maybe they don't want to go to, and perhaps that team didn't even talk to them about, do they want a college experience? Do they want more time? Are they prepared to leave their family at 20 to come over? There's so many questions, and I think for them on that side is not fair because they're lacking a lot of autonomy about what they want to do, and it's an issue. It's an issue.
Yeah, I feel that. And the other part of it for me is I could see it if it was in a later rounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, that makes sense to me in the later rounds. But wasting a first round draft pick for when you want to win now, and you're not going to get that pick for another couple of years, that's not really a
no. And you cut out a little bit. Chat, can you hear? I don't know. There's only a couple people in the chat, but you cut out just a little bit. Sorry, guys. Technical difficulties. Just a little bit. No music.
Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Now. You're good now.
Okay. Yeah, my connection over here, you know, I'm west siding it, so sometimes the city don't like to treat us right. And that includes our broadcast. All right. So
but we will get into that. So let's lay out. So what are we talking about today, Jay? And then we'll get back into this.
So the WNBA has released their power rankings. Okay. So I don't know how these power rankings are decided. I don't know any of those things. I just know that WNBA.com has the 2026 power rankings. All right. So I want to go from the bottom to the top for our power rankings. And then we're going to do a little bit of a team breakdown. Does that sound good to you?
Sounds great.
Beautiful. All right. I'm going to share a little screen over here. I think. Where are you located right now? Because I feel like the chat might want to know.
Mississippi. In my SSI PPI.
You were showing me like some really, I don't think so my family is from Mississippi, but I've only been to like the country.
So is every Chicago Black person ever. If you're a Chicago Black and you don't have family from Mississippi, are you a Chicago Black? I don't think so.
Senatobia, Mississippi, right outside of Memphis.
Okay.
All right. So number 15, to nobody's surprise, Portland Fire.
Definitely. And I think that was intentional on behalf of the Fire. I think they were shooting for the bottom, and now they're there for sure.
They started from the bottom, now they're here.
Yeah, they were started from the bottom. They were shooting for the bottom for sure.
All right.
Yeah, go ahead and put that roster up.
So this is what this roster looks like.
Yeah, this is just not a roster that's gonna win. This roster may win 4 games, maybe 5.
I like Haley.
I'm happy she's getting her shot because I was tired of seeing her bounce around. Happy for Haley.
This is what I'm saying. I like Haley, and the rest of this roster is kind of questionable. This is basically saying we want Hannah Hidalgo. That's what this roster says. We want Hannah. Please give us Hannah. So I agree with them being the last on this list. So coming in at a hot 14 is the Toronto Tempo. Again,
can we go back to the Fire, because I do want to explain a little bit about that. Just go back to the roster.
Oh, you want to go back to the roster? I got you. I got you.
I think when you look, the Portland Fire is just a team full of, I think, very solid role players. I am very interested to see if we're going to get Haley from college, because Haley was a huge bucket in college. She was a big part of that Stanford win, from what I remember. Don't quote me. I really want to see if we're going to get that Haley. I was sick and tired of seeing her bounce around, and so this definitely could end up being a staple team for her. She does well. Sarah Ashley Barker got a lot of burn in the beginning of the LA season, and then less so towards the end.
She's a bucket.
And I just want to see, with more room, will we see more of that this year? And of course, we know Bridget Carlton had a big role on the Lynx, but this will kind of be her team for future notice, until future notice. And so it'll be interested to see. I'll be interested to see how that goes. Just to be clear, there all of these players that can play. I just don't know who is going to be the person that, if they're trying to win a game, who are they going to? Because this whole play by committee thing doesn't work well. We've seen that. And so they
got a whole bunch of shooters, because their coach is NBA forward. So this is a very shoot first team. They're not heavy in the paint. If they were drastically out rebounded in the preseason, and that is the reason, given it's preseason. But to me, rebounding is positioning, and it is tenacity, and that was not them. They were getting and when they got the rebounds, it immediately kicked out. They was not going up.
Yeah, but you can't win. We can't win WNBA games without rebounding. I can tell you that right now.
Agreed.
So
agreed.
That's why I said, back to, if they win 4 games this year, they're doing good. Okay.
That's funny to me. To say, am I frozen for everybody or just myself? All right.
You're frozen, but
it's fine as long as you can hear me.
Okay.
That is a great freeze, though. Look at that freeze frame of me. Toronto Tempo. So to me, they're on the same level as Portland. I think they're both trying to tank for Hannah at this moment.
We got Toronto's roster.
Yep.
Here's my thing. I'm not sure that the Toronto Temple will be this low, and I'm going to tell you why. We've seen the Chicago. Let's go back to when Chicago was. It was Marina, pretty much Kennedy and Angel, and they effed around and almost made the playoffs. Okay. Now add in Nurse in her real position. She's able to be, who she actually is. Brittany Sykes.
And she's home.
And in fact, Benlay.
Yep.
And held. I just don't think this team is going to be bad. I think this team is going to be better than. I think this team is going to could slip up and be playoff contenders. I'm not saying now that all depends on if Brittany Sykes and Fag Benlay and Marina, I think, are playing well. And if they're playing, right, they need to be playing. Without them, I'm concerned. But with them, 14's too low for that crew alone. They're winners. I
agree, especially because I'm looking at this. I'm actively looking at our power rankings, and a couple of the teams that I see ahead of them, I'm not necessarily sure that they are going to be ahead of them, mainly because this team is going to score buckets. This team is going now defensively. I don't know where they're at. Slim can be good defensively. She can be extremely disruptive, but sometimes she does take defensive plays off. And we know that Kia Nurse has a tendency to get exposed. And then Marina is kind of the same way. Like if she decides that she really, really, really wants to play defense, she can. But the issue is if Marina is hidden and if Slim is hidden, and you got Nurse, if she's able to be the outside of the paint presence that she has been, this is a very difficult team to stop scoring.
Yeah, like you can't tell me at full strength this team can't beat Seattle. You can't tell me at full strength. I feel like this team could beat Phoenix. I feel like this team can beat Connecticut. I think this team even can catch Washington on a good day. I think this team could beat Minnesota. I mean, I just feel like this team could beat a lot of teams. Hell, this team could probably beat Chicago if they're not rocking and rolling the way they need to be. So I don't agree with this 14. We'll see, but it seems way too low.
Yeah, especially seeing that they have Connecticut Sun at 13.
Yeah. So I don't think we have a final roster for Connecticut. I think they just added Haley. And that was at a full roster spot. So we got to figure out how that works because she has a full roster spot. So congratulations to Haley.
They needed that.
They needed that. I think they need, that scorer. I think that's a really good position for her as a scorer. I think Connecticut is going to be one of those teams that are going to be really fun. They're either going to spoil your party. I think they're going to be party spoilers. I think 13, 12, maybe for them, depending on how.
Would you think Connecticut's going to do better than Tempo?
I think they could, or I think they could do worse. It really depends. I think BG has something to prove. If BG has something to prove, Aaliyah Edwards has something to prove. Like Brittany Griner said, everybody on that team has something to prove. And so what makes them really scary, hell, Haley got something to prove now, the whole team. And so when you're talking about a team of everybody that like, I know you counted me out, but I'm here. That's a scary team. And so I don't know. I don't know how it's going to shake out, but like I said, there are going to be some spoilers. How much they spoil the party, I'm not sure. I think 13 is conservative, but we're going to see.
You got Sanaya sitting up under BG. That's kind of dangerous business. That's kind of dangerous business. All right. Our next couple, the Mystics and Seattle.
Yeah.
I actually think that maybe they could switch, but I kind of think they're properly placed for now because we don't really know. We have Dom with Seattle. Obviously, we have Flage, and she is the X factor here. If she has a Rookie of the Year campaign season, Seattle has a good chance of being a very good team.
Yeah. Yeah, I think with Seattle, it really depends on when Awa joins. I know Awa still has overseas commitments. So when she joins, if Flage takes a huge, just has this dominant rookie season, I think she's fully capable. And they're another team that has a lot of people that has something to prove. Jordan Horston is back. It's more Ezzy's and Dom's team. They're a very young team though.
Yeah.
And so what I don't want to do with this, I feel like Seattle is the team that we could, and we skipped the Mystics, we could come back. Seattle's a team that we can move, that can do worse, and it's fine. I definitely can see them flipping with Washington, flipping with Connecticut, but I also can see them not doing that. I think it's best though for their young talent to really gel, and I hope they don't put too much pressure on themselves. Because what Seattle could build with Awa, Dominique, Malunga, with Flau'jae, I just feel like they just have such an exciting young core. Natisha finally gets the chance to run her ship, see what happens there.
Flau'jae and Zaya were cooking in the preseason.
And can you not be happier for Zaya? Like, Zaya's been a bucket,
God.
and it's
certified bucket. And let's not count out Lexi Brown. Lexi Brown is like, there's a lot of buckets on this team. I think Dom is really the one who has the most to prove. I think that you can tell she got a little bit stronger, that she was in the gym a little bit, and I think that she's uncomfortable carrying that muscle right now. Like, you can see there's some kind of pull back and forth, and her trying to figure out how, because her body's still developing. She came here. What is she? Is she even 21 yet?
Dominique, no, I don't think so.
So I think we're seeing a little bit of growing pains for her. But I really like this Seattle team. And we can go back to the Mystics. They don't have their roster up yet. They don't have a roster up yet, but they do have Sanaya.
Yes,
Sonia, I'm sorry. They still have Sonia Citron.
Okay, so let's go to Washington. Washington is going to be exciting. I think Washington may do better than this. I'm not going to lie. First of all, people forgot the fact that people forgot who she is. Okay. Yeah. And I've seen a lot of people, like, I swear,
she was a little sluggish though. She was a little sluggish in this preseason, friend.
That's to be expected. But some of the shots that she was making gave me a la old school Amor. I mean, that, honestly, my concern with the Washington Mystics is they have too much talent. And I know people may be like, that's weird. But
did they keep Rory, or did they cut her?
Huh?
Did they keep Rory?
She's still on there.
Okay.
As of right now. So when you have too much talent, you need a coach like Becky with the aces that's going to really map it all out, give everybody their role, and so everyone knows what they're doing, right? Yeah. If Washington is able to slot everybody into their role of what everybody needs, then I think they're going to be better than this power ranking.
I find it hard to believe that the amount of wins that are on that team right now.
Yeah.
Collegiate, like, we're talking about collegiate, Final Four, like everybody on this team was in a Final Four, was in a championship game, was in a league game. Like, everybody here is very used to winning, even though they have some very young players. But Citron is, to me, she was a very surprising second place, because she was pushing Paige a little bit at some point in the season, because she was looking really, really good last season. And Kiki is still doing Kiki things. So I just think that this team is so funny to me, because they're the complete opposite of the Sky. Like, they have a whole bunch of forwards, and they do have a lot of guards, but they're like forward, like, I don't know where, like, how is Kiki?
They're forward heavy and young heavy versus guard,
like forward and young versus
guard heavy and older. But I think if the Mystics has proper managing, they're the ones that are come out on top. Not to say that having vets is not valuable, because I never say that. I think having vets is valuable, but I think we've seen this how many times have we seen this with the NBA? All the teams that try to, let's just go to the Phoenix Sun, for example. All of these get as many veterans as you can together to force a win. Never works. When has it ever worked?
Yeah. Especially as the season goes on. And we're talking about adding more games to the end of the seasons in the next couple of years.
It doesn't work. It's not a winning formula.
You got to have a good balance.
You can put in a win now formula when you're like a piece away, something away. You add in maybe one vet. You know what I'm saying? Like if we were a piece away and we actually put a real team around Camilla and Angel last year, then you brought in Skylar.
Yeah.
Now you would be talking about Deg. You may be in win now mode, but
yeah,
that's not what we did. Anyway, let's keep going.
We'll get there. Because Sky are sitting at 10.
I think the Sky are not going to be number 10, and I'm going to tell you why.
You going on that limb right now?
What is the playoffs 8?
Yeah.
Okay, then the Sky are 10. I think the goal of this was to make the playoffs, and I'm not sure that this is gonna. I'm not sure this is gonna work.
I think that they needed to assemble the Avengers to make up for the amount of tickets they were not going to sell by not having Angel Reese on this team.
Right.
I've been saying for the last week that the Chicago Sky have the most popular team on IG.
Right.
Their tunnel fits are going to be out of this world. Every it's going to be must-see TV before the game.
Right.
Rakia is going to give you Rakia. Skylar is going to give you Skylar. I don't know how they're going to run. I'm assuming, since we know Sloot is not starting the season, I'm assuming Cloud's coming off the bench. You got Skylar starting. I don't know. Is Bantam going to be starting? Who's going to be? I'm confused because is Azurite even healthy? Is Dejanay healthy? Who's starting on this team? So I don't know. This team has the potential to be very fun to watch. They have the potential to be very fun to watch because these are Natasha Cloud and Skylar Diggins are both guards who play with great flow. They understand floor spacing. They're extremely smart. They know how to make timely passes. If this team can gel, then great. I don't know what you're going to do in the paint because Camilla can't be down there by herself. Azure is not defensive. Like both games that every single game Azure played against Angel gave her the flu flux. Both games. So I don't know what we're going to do defensively in the post. I don't know what we're going to do offensively in the post because Camilla's going to get doubled. So I'm very confused by the Sky. I think that this is an adequate ranking myself.
Yeah, I think, and you know what? I was going to say, especially with the adding of Sydney Taylor, they're not going to be short on bucket getters. I mean, having Sky, Sydney Taylor, she's clearly a bucket. I love what she was able to show. They definitely have people that are going to be able to score. Rakia, she knows how to score.
Hawkins is going to give you buckets. Maddie's going to give you buckets.
Azure can do that. My question is going to be, especially with Dejanay being out and not being able to be that defensive presence, and with a foot injury as a person who broke her foot last year, I can tell you, even when you come back, it may be a minute to get back. I'm just looking at this roster. It's a lot of scoring. It's a lot of scoring, but there's two sides of the basketball and everything has to gel. And yet again, even with the fact that this roster has like 4 or 5 of some of my favorite players in the W at one time,
yeah,
I don't love the way it's constructed. And that's just it. It's to me, and this may sound crazy, this is individually, I want to take most of these players, love them all together. I'm not seeing it yet. We're going to see. But if you do all this just to come in 10th, that's a fail. All right. Failure.
I just don't. I'm not sold on a team whose highest player, no shade. I'm not sold on a team whose highest paid player is Azure Stevens. Like there's like I want to start.
That's my thing, is she's not even healthy. Let's move on. Golden State Valkyries.
I don't know what they're doing over there, but I know what they was doing last season, and they did pretty good. So You know,
You know what? I don't like their methods, but I do like their madness. I'm gonna put it like that. I don't like their methods. I think a lot of times I don't like their delivery. I don't like it. But what I will say is that this roster, let's juxtapose this to what I said about the Sky. This roster makes sense. The only thing that concerns me about this roster is the fact that Veronica Burton has to stay very healthy, or a lot of this is going to be on Caitlin Chin. That's one part, and then a lot of this it falls on Ileana Rupert, who is now pregnant, and so I wonder what they're going to do with that. So
yeah,
other than that, it's a strong roster.
It is a strong roster, but this is another team that's going. First of all, before I start throw Dallas out there. Dallas is a very tall team, so like Dallas is a tall team. The Liberty are a tall team. Those are big teams. So they're gonna have a hard time matching up against those bigger teams for sure. But if you're going speed and if you're going certified buckets, this is definitely going to get you there. And this is going to be a very try-hard team. Between Gabby Williams, between Caitlin Chin, between Tiff Hayes, between Kayla Thornton, like this team is going to give you 110%. So that definitely goes along with their identity. Their identity is
I do think they're too high though, Jay. And especially with Ileana, I'm going to say why. With Ileana Rupert being out, Kia Stokes, we know what we're going to get from her. First of all, I love Kia. She's one of the sweetest interviews I've ever gotten. She's the sweetest. I just want to put that out there. But Kia is not as much of an offensive post as some. And so I'm seeing weaknesses there. I do think the guard position, the strongest part of this situation, I would say will be their 3-4. You know, with Gabby.
Their forwards are tough, though. Their forwards are tough.
Their forwards
Gabby Thornton is gonna give you what she gonna give you. I'm a fan of Tiff Hayes.
If Tiff Hayes stays healthy, cool. But I do think that this roster, as it's currently constructed without Ileana Rupert, I actually think the Sky could be better than them. Yeah, I'm being honest. I think the Sky could be better than this. And I think Seattle, I think Connecticut could beat this team multiple times. The only thing about the Golden State Valkyries is that it's not the roster. It's the coaching. It's the environment. Yeah. Natalie Nakase has the skill of really having a system, getting players to buy into her system and getting them to execute their system. And so
that fan base and that stadium itself, from people who have been there, they say it's otherworldly. Like the way the fans and the way it feels to play there, I think that means something. That is a very rabid fan base.
At home. They're going to pick up a lot of games at home. Valhalla, you know, and so, okay.
The most surprising fall, not surprising, as in, I think they're improperly placed. Surprising because I wanted them to do more in this offseason, which was the Minnesota Lynx.
Yeah.
They're leaning a lot on Fee, who is arguably the second best player in the WNBA over the last 3 to 4 years.
Right.
She's just been injured. When it comes to the postseason, she's been injured. And you can put that on the minutes that she's played. There's a lot of times she's getting injured in garbage time minutes where she could be sitting and resting. Hopefully they figure that out. But I'm kind of disappointed in the Lynx. Personally.
Yeah. And personally, this is another one that I think may be too high. And the reason that I say I think the Lynx at 8 is accurate, if not too low, if Nafisa was starting the season to play alongside Kayla McBride, Courtney Williams, and then of course their rook Olivia Miles and their other pieces.
Do we have I don't think we have their roster.
They don't have their final one, but I think Nafisa not starting the season, that's a lot to put on everybody else. And I just wonder if they're going to drop too many games until she's back for this to make sense.
So yeah, because then she's going to have to play heavy minutes, and that's also going to work against her. And my other thing about this team is early, when they did the GM poll, they have Olivia Miles as the early favorite for Rookie of the Year. And I don't see the minutes. I don't know, unless they say, Courtney, we kept you, but you coming off the bench to start for Olivia Miles. I don't see the tick for her on this current team, but
I think they may just have Olivia. They're going to have Olivia play the one and Courtney play the one. I think they're probably just going to do it together. And Olivia, even though this is not how Coach Reeves normally operates, even as a rookie, she may be starting. And so I think because of that, I don't think Coach Reeves drafts Olivia at 2 if she wasn't going to start or close to it. She just wouldn't do that. Especially over
you think she's going to put Courtney at the 2, or are you just going to think Courtney's going to come off the bench?
No, Courtney's not coming off the bench, not with that contract. I think that they're going to just share it. I think they're going to share it until they figure out what works best.
So it's basically 1A, 1B, 3, 4, and 5.
Yes.
3, 4, and 5. I got you. All right. Next up, Los Angeles Sparks. I think a full season with Brink definitely does them a lot of good. I think Ariel Atkins going back to being a top flight role player is going to be great, because it's not going to be on her. It's going to be this is Kelsey's team. And I think that Ariel, I don't know if she was necessarily ready for the heft of the scoring responsibilities that she had at the Sky, because she was literally
in the spotlight that comes with being at Chicago. I don't think a lot of teams have to deal with that. Players,
you don't think LA got to deal with spotlight?
It's a different type of spotlight. I think Chicago fans have a certain expectation. I think I would say, like, Chicago fans, Aces fans, and to some degree the Liberty, there's a lot of pressure when you step there. The fans have a lot of requirements. They're very vocal. And you can see that over the years where, people say, like, it was hard for them playing for Chicago and dealing with the X, Y, and Z. Yeah, they mentioned the overall institution and its failures, right, which are many. But they also talk about the fans and the spotlight. I think going to LA will be probably one. It's not all on you. You have Kelsey. Yep. You have Nneka. You have Cam. I mean, Nneka is still playing phenomenal basketball. Kelsey is still there. I think 7 is safe. I think LA could do better than this, but I think this is safe. This is safe for them.
Absolutely.
So we'll see.
I think this is a proper. I think this is actually a pretty proper ranking for LA, only because they had a lot of new pieces, and it does take, especially when you have a veteran core. Your veteran core, quote unquote, is only like 3-4 people here. Everybody else is veterans, but they're new. And we all know that teams that play together the longest in the W, i.e., again, Aces, Liberty, they play the best. So I think that there's going to be a little bit of growing pains to figure out who does what when. But I also think that putting Cam and Nneka together, like I feel like we're going to see some growth here, because to me, the only thing, Cam has good footwork, but Nneka has impeccable footwork. And I think having that in your locker room when she did not have a heavy veteran forward to lean on in her developmental years, her first couple of years, I really like this for Cam.
I think we're going to it's going to be, I don't want to say do or die, but I think Cam Underneka is going to grow or she's not. And I think this is a great opportunity for her, hopefully having a full year without injury. And then also Ray Burrell. We all know that Ray has the talent. She has immense talent, immense athleticism.
Ray is crazy.
But it's this year we're going to see if she's able to have some poise, some calm, kind of move into more of a veteran, kind of like that veteran move, veteran ease. And if we get that from Ray, this is LA is going to be far better than what this ranking shows.
I agree. Ray is a different type of talent, and it's all depends on if she's bought in and if she's actively engaged. Because if she's on, she's a very hard scorer to stop, and she's also very solid defensively. So I'm a fan. All right, next up, number 5, Dallas Wings. Did I finish? My bad. My bad. I ain't mean to. This is let's go back to Phoenix. This is pretty much the same team. They're gonna be in the playoffs every single year. They have your favorite AT. They have Kai. I think I skipped them just because they the same.
They don't have Satu though. They don't have Satu. They have the same core that's a year older, and they lost a lot of pieces. They lost Catherine Westbelt to injury. They lost Lexi Held, and Lexi held them down when there were a couple of people were out.
We don't have their joint either, do we?
We don't, but I think the Phoenix Mercury are going to really struggle to keep this number 6 position, unless they add on some additional pieces. The good thing is a lot of these pieces are in abundance. With the way people are moving around, there's a lot of talent out there, but I think they're going to need to add some assistance to the roster, because putting all of this on DB, Ka, and AT, it's a lot. I don't know if 6 is appropriate, but we're going to see. They're underdogs, like they said, so we're going to see.
I just can't count them out. I just can't count them out as a team. It just seems like they're always in the playoffs.
She makes it to the playoffs
every year.
So they're going to the playoffs. So
they're going to be in the top 8. Now, are they going to be 6, 7, 8? I don't know, but that's what I'm saying. This is pretty solid to me because they're going to go. They're going to go.
They're going to go.
All right. I got excited for Paige. So I apologize. Phoenix, for skipping you over. Dallas looks good to me. Dallas is also big as hell. Dallas also has certified buckets. I don't know if Fudd has really found her footing. Say that 5 times fast. I don't know if Fudd has found her footing yet. But I think that she's getting there.
She looked good to me. Now, what we haven't seen, what we didn't see in the preseason because Enrique was overseas is what this all looks like with Enrique. And I hope that it looks even better, because what I can tell you is that the Dallas team that I just saw in preseason, this is too low. Dallas looks like a top 3 team.
Same. Agreed.
So long as Enrique comes in and elevates it, Dallas is a top 3 team.
Dallas is one of the few teams that plays actively both offense and defense all the way down the court. Nobody is taking time off. Having a backcourt that is UConn tested is extremely helpful. You have, again, they big as hell in the paint. Nobody was getting boards on them.
What other team that can you list that can run what's the word? They can run 3 different lineups, like 3 first team, second team, third team. Yep. No, I'm saying like they can run. Dallas can compete with their first team, second team, and their second and a half team, right? Because you only have 14 spots. Yeah, they can run 3. To me, off the top of my head, they are the only team that has 3 competitive lineups that I'm not worried about. You're talking about Odyssey can run the 1, right? Yeah. You have Paige that can run the 1. Even if you separated it, you could go Enrique, you could go AZ. You can go Lee Yarou, who's not even going to be your starting center. You could go Alana Smith. You could go. It's endless.
And then the other part of it is not only that they can play any game you want to give them.
They can speed you up. They can slow you down.
They can go outside. They can go in. They can play ISO. If you want to put Enrique out there by herself or Paige out there by herself, they can ISO your ass up. This team is going to be very fun to watch. And as somebody who really likes, I'm not the biggest, might not be the biggest fan of Gino, but I'm a big fan of his system, and I like watching UConn play. The second hand that Paige and Fudd had together when they were playing at UConn was 100% unmatched. The only thing that could be better is if they get KK Arnold's ass coming out, and it'd be UConn South. But this team is poised to take a very big jump. And I argue with them at the 5 simply because of another team that I think should be at the 5 as we come up.
I think you should switch Dallas and Fever. Sorry, but
absolutely.
I think Dallas is number 3. I would even argue that Dallas at some point in the season could be number 2 because we already see that Sabrina's out, and I feel like Sabrina not being on the Liberty is a completely different team. We'll get there, but I personally feel like Dallas could be the number 3 overall seed.
I can definitely see, especially with the Liberty down. So Sabrina is the heart and soul of that team. Like for real. Like as she goes, they go. And that's a big loss, but for sure, I think Atlanta right now is properly ranked at 4. Simply because, again, this is a very untested group of women who are playing together. They have a lot of carryover, but Angel adds elements that I think it takes time to get used to. It's like they say when you play with like Chelsea Gray, it's going to be a lot of turnovers and mistakes because you don't know until you work with her.
Season.
You don't know where she think you're going to be at until you're not there and you get that pass. Right. Angel is a very similar assist haver, like her being able, like them knowing when to drive to the paint, when somebody is open. I saw a lot of hands up by everybody on the team because people were open and they didn't make the extra pass. They made the bucket because they're Atlanta. But I think that as they gel more, that this team is going to be better. So that's why I think, honestly, that they're good at 4. I like them at 4.
Yeah. And I think we'll see if they make any more roster tweaks. I definitely feel like Cloud. I don't know why Atlanta didn't pick up Cloud. I think Atlanta picking up Cloud, I would have put them number 2 easy. Yeah. Just because that's one more scorer, one more passer, one more disher. I'm not sure how Atlanta let Cloud go to why they didn't pick up Cloud and what that was about. Maybe it was
they spent a lot of money on they. I don't know if they had the money for Cloud, friend.
Okay, so maybe it was that because
look at how much they paid Howard and Gray. That those are 2 heavy joints. I don't think did Angel get the max because she was an all-star. I don't know if it's all-star based on whether you're an all-star.
They picked up that same contract, and you have to be. It's not all-star. It has to be
like a award winner or something like that, like a rookie of the year or whatever that is. So they, yeah. So I don't know if their money would have allowed them to do that because Natasha, being the years that she's been in, is going to require a little bit of a higher contract. Right. So moving on, I think Indiana Fever is a little bit too high, friend. I think they're definitely in the top 8. They are a contender. But I think that you need to do more than just bring back Caitlin Clark for me to be like, oh my God, you're the top 3 in the league.
The only thing that I think really kind of sets them apart is that every year Aaliyah Boston is getting better and better. And if this team runs a lot through Aaliyah and really capitalizes off of Aaliyah, who we didn't see in the preseason, And you already have like when Raven is out there dishing the ball to Leah, getting the ball to Leah, I definitely think they can look great.
And Kelsey Mitchell is absolutely unstoppable when she wants to be.
For sure, but I still think even with that, this team is probably at a 5. 4 or 5.
Yeah. And I really like Raven, man.
And
That's
she looks on the paper.
Oh my gosh. That's the issue with this team. That's the only reason why I really think that they're more of a 5 is defensively. Like Raven cannot be your only major defensive player.
Especially when she may not even be out there that much.
Because where is she gonna go? Because if Caitlin is starting, where is Raven going to be for her to be? You can't sub them out every time they go up and down the court. And it kind of bothers me because defensive intensity is part of a will. Like you have to want to do it. It's not a I'm not good at defense. It is a I want to be in this place, so I'm going to get there. Caitlin Clark is a quick player. She is fast. She can get to spots. And that is not just on Caitlin. I don't know if it's coaching or whatever, because last season nobody was playing defense.
Yeah, like, and when she did choose to play defense, I saw some good. I saw a chase down block. She's able to do it. She just has to. She has to want to do it.
Yeah, to want it.
Yep.
All right. So now we're getting to the top 2. New York Liberty. Sabrina going down changes this a lot.
Yeah, because there's a lot of games in the first 2 weeks, and that's a problem. They do have Betnijah back, and Betnijah is just one of my faves. I hope Phoebus is playing. I don't know if her situation. It really depends on, because they didn't bring back Cloud.
Yeah, that's looming large now, isn't it?
Yeah, so look, it looks like Cloud. They needed Cloud after all.
They did. Their first 5 games are not challenging. Not to say anything, but they played the Sun, the Mystics, Portland twice, the Valkyries, and then their 6th game is against the Wings. So I think
they can survive that.
Yeah. Yeah. They played Portland they played Portland 3 times in the first 10 games.
Yeah, there's people that can bring the ball up, but we're gonna see. All right.
Yeah. All right. Now we're going to our number 1, which should be absolutely no surprise to anybody. The number 1 preseason pick, which is your defending championship team, the Las Vegas Aces.
And we don't even know who's on developmental.
Does it matter right now?
No, I'm just saying, like, they're number 1, and we don't even know their developmental spots, who they can add in for a little razzle dazzle. I mean, not only do they bring
Kennedy Carter alone
is hilarious, and that's actually what the league gets, because you let the defending champs pick up Kennedy Carter. That's on y'all. Somebody should have got her.
You have Jackie Young and Kennedy Carter and Jewel Lloyd all on the same team. Each one of them can give you 30 on any night.
Sucks to suck.
And then the connection that Chelsea Gray and Jackie Young have need to be studied.
Like she can close her eyes. She can close her eyes and pass.
Jackie know exactly where Chelsea want her to be at every single point when they are playing together.
I love that they have Barker as a rookie. That was another little pick for some razzle dazzle. I mean, can I just say that Becky is who I would be as a coach? Like, if I was looking at any of these coaches, like who I would be, it would be Becky, because I feel like Becky has a heart for a challenge, but she also has the people skills to maintain relationships, and people just want to play for her. And I think that's what sets it apart. Like, even the way she did training camp this year, you can tell that Becky doesn't believe in bringing in all these people just to cut them. Like, she legit cares, and she wants, I think the relationship matters, because I'm sure that was tough last year, seeing how hard those rookie played, how hard help me. The
Deja
Deja Kelly played, and to have to cut her, that sucks. And so I love how they had a training camp pretty much with them and their picks, and they really rocked out. And yeah, they're gonna be.
I keep thinking about this expansion draft next year and who the hell Las Vegas is going to protect, because they about to be gutted. That expansion draft.
Well, we know who they're going to pick. So the only thing with the Aces is just, I think it's going to be a lot asked of Cheyenne Parker Tyus. I think she can definitely live up to that. We just need to, Jewel Lloyd and Kennedy, they're going to have they're going to have to fill in, but I just think they have a lot. And so to me,
they have, first of all, you have Asia. So
yeah.
You could double her, triple her, do whatever you want. You're just gonna send her to the line. She's gonna get her buckets. Their guards, like just the general upgrade at guard. Like this team this has to be how people felt when the Bulls was playing in the 90s. Like this had to feel like when they just went on back to back, and then Dennis Rodman came over. Like that has to be. Like, it's like, how do you, like, what are you supposed to do with that?
Nothing.
So even when the GM poll has them winning again, the GM poll has Asia as your number one choice for MVP again. Like the GMs also know.
Right.
The GMs also know.
So,
all right. Well, we had a lot of disagreement with the order. I think that the top 8, I think the players that the teams that they say are going to make it to the playoffs are the teams that are going to. I think that my secret flyer pick is the Mystics, simply because I really am a fan of Citron. I just think that she has the ability to will her team to do a whole bunch of stuff. And if Kiki can improve on what she did last year, I think that that's a very powerful core. And I picked the Breeze because they was young and fun, and I think that the Mystic are also young and fun.
And I think that's good. But I also think it's hilarious that the Sky made all of these moves, and that ESPN still doesn't even believe they're making the playoffs. That's gut wrencher. But we're gonna see. We're gonna see.
You already told me that you hate watching the Sky anyway. I'm watching because I want Chicago in general. If you have Chicago on your front or your back, I would like for you to at least not embarrass us as a city.
Let's clarify. I just really want them to do better. And I'm frustrated that we keep putting Band-Aids on things that really need to be fixed. I guess I'm just one of those people, I don't like putting Band-Aids on things. Let's actually fix it. And everything just feels like putting makeup on a pig, And so we've been here before. Stuff looks good. That doesn't mean it's good.
I think the reason why I like the Mystic is because they full on leaned into a rebuild. Now, I might also like them because they're owned by a Black lady. Always like that. But I also like
they picked a direction, and
we are going to be young. We're going to develop our players so that they play together for long. They saw what the Aces did. They saw what
they're trying to do that. You know what's so ironic is that now we see that Jerry Reinsdorf, he's putting out all these apologies, saying that he understands where they went wrong with the Bulls, and he apologizes to the fans. I appreciate my apology as a former Bulls season ticket holder, and just how I feel like they disrespected and disregarded people's hard-earned money that they gave to support the team.
They knew that y'all was going to spend that money.
And then people finally stopped, like myself, and I feel like it kind of was like an eye-opener, that it's a slap into the face to the hard-working Chicagoans that try to support a team, and y'all just seem to take them for granted. With that being said, you see the Bulls actually acknowledging, hey, we didn't do things right. We apologize.
I know a lot of people were disappointed in the hire. And as somebody who, NBA is not my forte, like you're more of an NBA fan than I am, but I appreciated the press conference that the new GM gave. And I'm like, if this doesn't convince somebody that he was at least worth a hire, then I don't know what will.
Because it's new, and it seemed thoughtful, and it seemed intentional. And I think that is what people ask. And like what I would say with the Sky is that everything seems to be kind of what the Bulls were doing in these past, I don't know how many years since Derrick Rose, and even darn near before then. It's like there's not intentionality in the right sense. And although you can appease surface level people with bringing in a fan favorite like Skylar or bringing in Rakia, when you peel back, and that's what these rankings are doing, right? The people who are peeling back the layers, the people who study basketball, the people who understand how putting teams together work are not going to be moved by surface level decisions.
And this is the WNBA ranking. Again, I don't know who is in charge of this particular page at WNBA, but this is all of the WNBA. They saw everything that Chicago put together and still put them on.
And they saw that their GM said that they're in win now mode, and they say you're not winning crap. You're ranked 10. So you could put that on the W. You could say it's Seaway. What I'm saying is that people who know ball, people whose job it is to run and cover the league, the WNBA said your win now ain't winning crap. How about that? So I'm looking at it, and
I'm looking at third person games. Yikes. I say yikes.
Yikes on bikes. I'm gonna wish, some of my faves the best of luck. I always wishing nothing but happiness for
Valkyrie, Mercury.
Yeah.
Lynx, Wings, Lynx, Tempo, Lynx, Mystic, Sun, Tempo, Dream, Fever, Liberty, Wings. It's rough.
Call you back. Anyway.
Woo. All right, girl. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed our little breakdown. For those of you guys who are new to basketball, this will be a very good to women's basketball professionally. This will be a very good introduction to where your teams are at in your cities, or your new teams, or your new faves. And I hope that you guys join us. You can follow us everywhere. The Women's Cut is everywhere. We're on TikTok. We're on Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're on Threads. We on LinkedIn.
If you haven't gone to thewomenscut.com or media.thewomenscut.com and put in your email and subscribe to our articles, we are writing and covering this game. We are Black women owned media company in our beginning stages, and we are writing, we are covering, and we're trying to be the voices where it matters. So make sure, tell a friend, make sure that you're reading our work, sharing our work, posting our work, not screenshotting our work though, not without the tag. Please tag us if you're gonna
you can do your TikTokers. Just tag us in. Just tag us in.
Do your TikTokers, whatever you want to do. Just put that tag so people know we're there. We appreciate the support.
All right, sign us out, friend.
And look, there's a couple of teams, probably a couple of GMs that gonna be mad at me, but look, all I'm doing is speaking the truth. So don't be mad. Just be happy that you made the cut. Bye.